the hairdresser that completed it that had 51 followers. She's up to more now. She's done a fantastic job of growing her following. She was successful. She's earned commissions off all of the big brands.
Welcome to It's So Much More Than Hair, and I have today with me Victoria Domazet. Victoria is an educator and also has developed a new revolutionary way to the way we do retail. I'm going to hand it over to Victoria and just ask the question, how did it all start for you, Victoria?
Oh, thank you, Helen.
And welcome.
Oh, thank you. And thank you. Firstly, I really want to say thank you. Thank you for having me on. And thank you, like educator to educator, for what you're doing. Like, I love seeing your YouTube videos. I got so much value out of what you've done. And I think it's very valuable. Your contributions to the industry is very valuable.
Thank you. I love doing it. And I feel like, it's growing legs. So I'm happy with that. And, it can do it as organically as it likes. But I'm feeling good about it. It's working. And thank you for joining me.
No problem at all. No, thank you. It is a lot to put yourself out there and to do these things. And we need them. Like we were saying before we started, we need them in our industry. So we do.
Fun. Yeah. So tell me, how did it begin for you?
Okay. So I guess where to start, say I'm a career hairdresser. So I've been a hairdresser for 21 years this year, and I'm a home salon owner. And I'm a mum of one, and I left the salon 11 years ago to start working for myself as a freelance hair and makeup artist and an educator and a hairstyling educator. So I create hairstyling and business education, and I do it in person and I do it online. So that's just like a little bit of background about me and what I'm doing. And I'm really passionate about empowering independent hairdressers to increase their confidence, their skills, and their income.
Yeah.
And I do this through my education. I do this by simplifying complex things. That is my specialty, is simplifying.
Yeah. And hairdressers would love that anyway.
I think that's what, like myself, it's the same. Like, I think to really understand something, it has to be, to understand it myself as an educator, it needs to be very simple, like to explain, to be able to explain it very simply. So that's a little bit about me and my passion and my background with hairdressing and educating. And then, yes, the alternative to the way we've always done retail, which what I use is affiliate codes. And this is something that affiliates is not new. Affiliates is not something new, but the way that it can be applicable to our industry is new. It's new, and it's very, very exciting because it is an alternative. We've never had an alternative. There's only ever been one way to sell retail and to recommend professional products to clients. Yeah. And it's really exciting that we're in 2024 and that there's an alternative now.
Yeah. And, I know you've got you can explain it a little bit more in detail because you know how it works, but I know there's a QR code and, the client can click on it or whatever. But what I like about it is I know, and you would be the same, we've used that many products in industry, and there are so many out there, and I don't believe one company actually nails it all. And I've been saying that to reps for when a rep comes in and wants you to stock their whole line, I've been saying gone are those days where we actually are stocking every single product in that line that we want to follow, because it's not a one size fits all model anymore. And even when it comes to color or anything like that, like one brand does reds really well and another brand does blondes, and and it's like a makeup artist you know, if a makeup artist turns up to a gig with their makeup of one complete brand, you kind of almost think they're a bit of a novice, don't you?
Absolutely.
Anyway, I'm going to
Yeah,
hand that out. You know where I'm going with that. I'm going to
absolutely.
handball that back to you. What's your thoughts?
I think you've absolutely hit the nail on the head. I think the physical retail, what I call physical retail, traditional retail, the model works, but it's outdated in the way that our industry has changed. And I really believe we're in a really big transitional time in our industry. It's very exciting to me. It's never been a better time to be a hairdresser.
Yeah.
But it's definitely changing. Like when I started 20 years ago, it has changed so completely that now it's much more about each individual hairdresser's brand, personal brand, versus the brands that they stock. So same, I love hair care. I love products. I'm a huge fan. But no longer, it used to be, I feel like when I started, it was 20 years ago, the way clients found you was through product. So, you know, you'd have your big sticker on the window, you know, clients associated that with like, oh, they use my brand.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to that salon.
Yes.
And I think that's where it really worked well like that, because and I think that's something that's really changed. I think our entire industry has changed.
Yeah.
The venue has changed. Like I'm speaking to you from my home salon.
Yeah.
You know, this wasn't a thing 20 years ago.
Yeah.
The venues have changed, the systems have changed, the specialties have changed, the rates have changed, everything has changed.
Yeah.
Retail hasn't changed.
No.
So I think it's going to change. There's no doubt about that. But I think a system, an alternative, that's why I say it's an alternative. Digital retail, which is what I call it. Digital retail is a fantastic alternative.
Yeah.
It really works for independent hairdressers, which is the largest growth area of our industry.
Yeah.
So having an option that means that you earn commissions from your professional recommendations, which I truly believe you should be paid for. We're professionals. We're giving professional recommendations.
Yeah.
That is something that can and is paid for.
Yeah.
By brands.
Yeah.
We just hadn't have connected the dots in the digital way just yet. And that's where I come in. That's where affiliate codes can come in and is really a true game changer for our industry.
So, and it means that you're not stocking that range, isn't it? Doesn't it?
It means you buy no product.
Yeah. So do you've obviously have a sample, don't you, of that product?
Great question. So I don't, like I said, I'm sitting in my salon right now. I don't have physical product. 11 years ago, I decided not to stock any physical product because it was too difficult as an independent stylist.
Yeah.
The hoops that you have to jump through or the benchmarks that you have to meet, it's based around a salon.
Yeah.
You know, it's based on a traditional salon.
Yeah.
So I would not even be looked at as a stockist for most brands. That's slowly changing. We're getting there, but it's slowly changing. But I wouldn't be looked at for most of the brands that I would want to recommend. And then exactly having a stock bill that includes buying an entire range of products. And like you said, Helen, products that you know, we all know, I love products, but we all know there's that product that sits on the shelf and gathers dust because you don't use it. Maybe it's not in trend at the moment. Maybe you don't have that specific clientele that uses that product all the time, or it's seasonal, or there's many different reasons why we have dead stock.
Yeah.
And that's something that as an independent hairdresser, you can't afford that.
Yeah.
You can't afford it.
No.
Not even financially, but the physical space.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're a freelance or if you're renting a chair, you don't have the physical space. I think that is something, again, that has changed so much. So the fact that you never have to buy, to be an affiliate, you don't have to buy stock.
Yeah.
Is such a huge plus. There's no stock bill ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And being an affiliate, for being an affiliate costs nothing.
Yeah.
So it's free, and it's free. What I'm committed to is it's free and accessible for all of us. That's been my mission this whole time, because it is such a game changer for us. It needs to be accessible to every one of us.
Yeah.
So with the product, let me ask you a question. So with the actual product, having the product that you would use on a client, What I do personally, you can buy it from wherever you would like to buy it from. Where I buy my products that I use on clients from is companies that I'm an affiliate for.
Yeah.
Because what I want to see is their process. So if I'm an affiliate for that company, I'm sending my clients to that company. I'm affiliating myself with them. So I want to make sure I know what their sales process is like. What's the website like? Is it easy to use? Is the shipping fast? Does it come? What's that process? So when I am recommending that my clients purchase from there, I know the flow. Yeah. I know, like, you can expect it in this day. I'm not going to refer them or affiliate with a company that doesn't align with what I want for my clients.
Yeah.
All about that trust. So that's what I do. I go through that. I buy all my products through the companies that I'm affiliated for so I can see their systems.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sorry, just
No, you're fine.
Yeah. I had another question and then we changed, but
sorry. Sorry, Jimmy.
No, that's okay. Yeah, so you oh gosh, you have to not have to. So you've got your sample. Oh, that was it. How soon would the client purchase after you've kind of recommended? Do they go home and wait a week or so? What are you finding with that?
Great question. So when you're selling, I'll compare it to physical retail.
Yeah.
So when you're selling physical retail, the client has to buy then from you, right? Yeah. They're in the chair. That's your opportunity to buy.
Yeah.
Which for me, and with what I found with my clients, I don't know about you, is that creates the pressure point. The client knows this.
Yeah.
You know this.
Yeah.
It's like it's on the shelf. It's put in front of them. It's
closing the sale.
They know it. They're aware.
Like, which hairdressers hate. They just...
We hate it. Right? We hate it. Clients hate it.
Yeah.
They're aware that it's a thing. I'm not talking about great sales. I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about recommending products. That's super important that we do. What I'm talking about is I'm just going to place this here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to talk to you about it. And when it's done badly, and I can say that as someone who did it badly. It's not an effective sales strategy, especially for the type of clientele that we have now that you have such a trust with. Yeah, it's a bit yuck.
Yeah.
So when it comes to an affiliate code, I have printed out the affiliate code onto a QR sticker that I've placed onto the product.
Yeah.
Like that I've placed onto the product.
Yeah. So
a client can scan this with their phone.
Yeah. This
will take them to the best deal available on this product currently online. Oh, so I have done this by being affiliated with as many different places as humanly possible. Yeah. So that I can change this. It's a sticker I print out on a printer. I can change this so the client gets access to the best deal. So they scan it with their phone.
Yeah.
And then it'll take them to their best deal. They can buy it right then. What I do find is people go, it's tap, tap, buy.
Yeah.
Oh, great, tap, tap, buy. It is on their doorstep, sometimes the next day.
Yeah.
It's so fast now. So that is one way they can buy it. But also what this does, by utilizing QR codes and utilizing affiliate codes, if that client purchases the product from that company in the next 30 days, I make commission on that sale. So they can go home. Like I said, that pressure point is completely dissolved. They can go home. They can go, I get paid next week, or I want to look around. Maybe they want to look around.
Yeah.
I want to make sure, what's a good deal? Where do I get my points? They might already like shopping in a certain place.
Yeah.
So they want to look around. But what I know is I've given them this best deal. So when they shop around, they're going to go back to the deal that I found for them.
Yeah.
And when they make that purchase, I make commission. And not only do I make commission, I've built that trust. The number one with my clients, they know I have got their back.
Yeah.
I want them to use fantastic products and get amazing results from their hair. But I am not going to behave like I don't know there's good deals about that they're going to look at.
The thing is too, is like, my daughter, she's got a salon with high-end products in there. And the girls were just saying just yesterday that one of the brands that they stock is in Chemist Warehouse, and it's $15 cheaper than what, and that is so not fair to hairdressers, because we're the ones who pump that brand up, give it the name and the recognition that it has, and then our clients it's not like our clients aren't shopping around, because they are. So we're actually like we're hitting them, right at exactly the way they shop too, which is good.
And that's exactly right. Customer behavior has changed. 1 in 5 sales now is made online. And if we're all speculating, but is that going to go up or down? Do you think we're going to buy more online or less? Like, I don't know about you, Helen, but I buy everything online. I'm shopping, I'm comparing deals. We're all doing this.
Yeah.
That, like I said, behaving like we don't, or that our clients don't, is not only naive, it doesn't do justice to our client-stylist relationship.
Yeah.
I find it particularly difficult, and I'll be interested if you resonate. I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
But when you've got a client that you have had for a long time, that you love, that you connect with, they're telling you things about their life, you're supporting them, you're really aligned and connected, and then the last thing before they go is like, oh, by the way, buy this product from me for $15 more than you can buy it anywhere else. It just feels very disingenuous to me. I think that's why myself and a lot of independents just don't stock retail.
Yeah.
Because of the yuck factor.
Yeah.
And exactly like you're saying, it just doesn't, the traditional model doesn't work for us. Doesn't work. But as I say, there is an alternative, because the answer isn't just to stop stocking. That's what I believed. I'm just not going to stock.
Yeah.
What happens is, you're a professional, your clients ask you what your recommendations are, and you send them to Hair House Warehouse, you send them online, because you want them to be looking after their hair, you want them to use the latest products, and you're the professional they ask. So that's where, I guess, for anyone watching this, the biggest takeaway I would want you to have from this is you can be paid for those messages. So those texts that you send, those posts that you put up, those recommendations, any product that you are talking about to your clients in a professional capacity, you can make commission on. So it's just, we're already doing the work.
And so we should. Because we're the people that have just, or that have put that brand and given that brand the recognition that it has.
We're the professionals. We're the professionals. And I think that's where that's what I mean by it isn't new. This is already there. We're just not utilizing it.
No.
Because to be honest, it was very complicated. That's where, actually, if you like, do you want me to tell you about how I got started with it?
Yeah.
Because that's where it is. If you've never heard of affiliate, it can be very complicated. I think that's why now I'm paving the path as I'm walking it, Helen. Like because I'm an educator, I want everyone to know and to succeed with this. But the systems are getting there, like now, but there wasn't anything before. But do you want me to talk about that, how I got started?
Yes, I'm sure people listening would love to know too. So,
yes.
And I do.
2020, start of 2020, I was at home with a 6-week-old newborn baby, and we're in Melbourne, and we went into lockdown, as you know, and we were in lockdown. I think we're the most locked down city on earth. So this is, start of 2020. It was, between lockdown and motherhood, and it was a lot going on then. And something that happened during that time is a product company that I had an account with, they contacted, must have been all of their accounts, and said, while salons are shut, because salons were shut for months and months, while salons are shut, we are offering an affiliate code that you can give to your clients, and they put in on our website, and any shampoo or any products they buy, you will receive commission on. And when I first read the email, to be honest, I was so confused, because I'm simplifying that. Right? When I read it, it was like, I've never heard of affiliate. It's going to be in the what? They have to do that. It made no sense. Between that and having a new baby and being sleep deprived, I had no idea what was going on. So I must have, to be honest, I don't actually remember because of the time, but I've used it and given it to clients. And then when we reopened, I went to do an order through the product, and I had credit on my account. And I couldn't figure out why.
How that happened,
I was like, what has happened? Like, have I double paid a bill? Have I, like, what has happened? I haven't even been open. And it was the commission on the products that I had sold through the affiliate code. And that blew me away. That was like, what? Because I could not have been doing less work.
Yeah.
As far as like in that time of my life, you physically couldn't open, I physically couldn't work, and I had this credit. I couldn't. So that got me going, what is this? Like, what is this? And it took a really long time for me to understand the ins and outs of it. Like, I feel like that meme that has all the calculations on the wall with the person sort of drawing things together.
Yeah.
And because there wasn't anything that explained it, especially for our industry. And after that, I was like, this is something. This could be huge, because then I had released my online education as part of during 2020. I had released my online hairstyling education, and I thought, what a fantastic way that like yourself, I talk about all different brands when I'm styling. Talk about every different brand, whatever's going to be the best for hairdressers to use, I'll talk about. And I thought, what a fantastic way I can have affiliate codes on my online education.
Yeah.
So that when I'm talking, this is the best dryer, there can be an affiliate code. So I contacted the product company that originally did this. It was probably about a year later, maybe. And I was like, can you explain, can I utilize this in this way? And the answer was no.
Oh.
And if you know me, or if you know, why? It was just a no. And I was like, this works. I could just see the implications of this, and I couldn't understand why it was there one day and gone. And that sent me on this path that leads us to today, where I was like, this is huge for hairdressers, this is huge for our industry, and this can be utilized in a way that we've never done before. So
thank you then. Thank you. Because, it's funny, isn't it? Like, when you're told no, it's definitely a bit of a red flag to kind of like, why?
And I think, it's sort of a rejection. Yeah. A rejection like that, especially as an independent hairdresser in a home salon, sometimes it's very lonely. Like, what we really can lack is that feeling of community.
Yeah.
And I think that feeling, coupled with a rejection sort of to an idea, I was really deflated, because I'm like, this is a good idea. This is an idea. This has legs. This can be something. And it took me a bit to step back and go, you know what? That working for yourself, we're a generation that now is really valuing home life, that is valuing our contributions within the home and how we can have work that aligns with the rest of our life. We're charging more. We're not working Saturdays. We're moving it to suit us best. And I think that while sometimes it can be really isolating working for yourself, we've got to remember the reality is we are the biggest growth area of our industry.
Yeah.
We are, and so some of the old systems won't work for us. The old ideas won't work for us. Yeah. And that's actually okay, because what we need is new systems, new ideas. We are, driving a lot of the industry, and that's really exciting. Like I said, it can feel very isolating sometimes. And then other times it's like, no, this is amazing. This is an incredible direction for our industry.
Yeah, definitely. And even just the change of hours and things like that, yes, it's driven by us as well, because we're, we want that, but so does everybody else. So clients, you will get clients that still want to come in on a Saturday morning, but there's a lot that don't, a lot that don't mind that you're not open on a Saturday morning. They prefer you to be open earlier at night in the week, so that they can have their whole Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to themselves. And if we're working when they want you to be open, and you just open twice as long, well, what does it matter that you're not open on Saturday anymore? Like,
exactly. And that flexibility and that ability to align with your clients, right? So exactly what you said, the hours that you would work would be different from the hours that I would work because we have different clientele and we want different things in life. Like that's a great, like, I think that's where that was such a negative before, you know, like say when it started, if you said, I don't work Saturdays, you would have been like, you know, what, you don't like hard work, you don't, you know, you're not like good enough, like things like that. I think that's the shift for me.
Yeah.
That shift is so fantastic. I just feel, and I think that's where customer behavior, like you said, with our hours, we've changed it. With customer behavior, with buying hair care, I cannot tell you now that my clients know. I have a small clientele. Like I said, I'm an educator. I love my VIPs, but I'm educating and I'm freelancing. But my clients, now that they know that I have this available, I get messages all the time. Hey, Vic, you know, what do you think about this? And do you have a link for this?
Yeah.
And then more than that, even the sort of small circle that I have, they are telling their friends and going, hey, you know, message my hairdresser. She can link you to a sale. I'm getting messages from everyone.
Perfect.
And
this
is, like I said, I've done this is important to remember, I think, as well. I've done this with no social media following. So it was about 1,000 followers when I started. So I'd say that's not an influencer by any stretch of the imagination. So I started with 1,000 followers, no tech, with a phone, and this is with sort of a small clientele in it. To be able to be successful, that's what really just showed me that this can be accessible to all. If I can do it, everyone can do it. So that's where I just love being able to mentor people through that into, it's not digital retail, which is what I call using affiliate codes. Digital retail is not the same as physical retail. We're so used to, as hairdressers, having to be a stockist. And if you want to stock luxury brands, you need to have things in place that align with a luxury brand.
And it's expensive. And there's no hairdresser that's going to deny that, you know, it's a massive, you know, expense to pull, you know, $1,000, $2,000 out of your account to pay for the retail sitting on your shelf so that your shelves look full and healthy.
Yes.
You know, it's pressing on the business. So.
And psychologically, you know, like I know for myself, that pressure, like I said, I'm terrible at selling retail. So the pressure that stock's sitting there gave me and the feeling of failing, you know, like I think that's a lot of retail training all of retail training is about physical retail. And I just always found that no matter how much training I did with it, I just always felt like it was just an area that I was failing at, and that, you know, you've just the pressure, like you're not doing your job properly. You're not, you know, and it just really beats you down. And the feelings that I had on the inside that was like, I don't like selling the same product that is sold $10 cheaper somewhere else. To my client that's telling me their secrets and their like, I don't feel comfortable with that. And to be told that that's a negative thing, that you shouldn't feel that way, and that I think that's what made me just, I'm not selling retail. So if anyone feels that way, you're right. That's what I'd say.
That's right. Not listen to that. That's exactly the conversation that we were having yesterday in the salon. And I looked and I thought, my daughter's got like a whole range of these products that are actually being sold in Chemist Warehouse and the clients are coming in, and I said to the girls, I said, you know, and Grace is quite a softie, but I would be on the phone to those companies and saying, you either give me a 15% discount or come and take the whole range back and, you know, and credit me for this, because I'm not going to push a product that, you know, that I can't compete, you know, that you're selling me. It's just not fair. And I think it's not fair to us, you know, as hairdressers and professionals. It's, you know, it's taking our credibility away and our trust from our clients. Anyway. And I think,
I totally agree with you, Helen. And I think that's a feeling that's shared by every hairdresser. I don't think any hairdresser's happy when they see their retail range in Chemist Warehouse. But that's where I think the solution, for me, a solution to this can't be that product companies can't sell to anywhere else, because that it doesn't align with reality. Same thing.
No.
They're a business. They
Yeah.
need to be able to sell. And
Yeah.
especially with some companies, with some places, they are parallel importing. They
Yeah.
are getting outside of
Yeah.
the usual channels that we do, that they don't have much control over that.
Yeah.
But my issue with that is not my client's issue.
No.
International consumer law
Yeah.
is not my client's issue. Like
Yeah.
when I'm talking to them about their hair care, I can't talk about parallel importing consumer law. Like, no, like it's
Yes.
not. It's
No,
not
they,
their worry.
and they don't understand it either. So,
Understand it. I've heard it for 20 years. And that's where I think that's where we're hitting that brick wall
yeah.
as hairdressers. Like we're like, the old argument is you can only sell to us. We're the professionals. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the product company is a business that is selling their products.
Yeah.
That would be silly to not have them online or like they'd be silly. So that's where I think instead of trying to get the old system to work again,
Yeah.
we just need a new system.
Yes.
So anywhere that sells that product online will have an affiliate program. That's what I'm saying. You can't beat them. I'm saying join them.
Yeah, yeah.
They will. Then you don't have to buy stock.
Yeah.
So you're not pressured to sell stock, at higher price.
Yeah.
So you can chop and change your loyalty based on your client. We're loyal to the client. Where do they want to shop? What do they want to buy? That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
So, and that's where I think we have a new power. That's what I mean by this tug of war I talk about a lot. The tug of war between hairdressers and product companies. We've got to change the system. That to me, it's like otherwise, so we can all win. So we can all win. Brands make money off selling their products. We make commission off our professional recommendation. Clients use professional products.
Yeah. And they have to buy something. So they may as well be buying our recommendations, but in the comfort of their own home or in their own space and time. Yeah.
Wherever they want. Like, it's very exciting.
Yeah.
I get very animated about it because the possibility is very exciting.
Yeah.
And that's what I will say about it as well is like I said, I've done it and I do it.
Yeah.
I do it. But that, as an educator, that was never enough for me.
Yeah.
It was never enough, because for me to do it is one thing. It has to be able to be replicated.
Yeah.
It has to be able to be. I can't just do it. Like when I would teach hairstyling, I teach a hairstyle. It's never like, look at what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And do that. It's always got to be the exact steps simplified. It's got to be how you can get there.
Yeah.
So that's where I had to prove that it could be replicated. And that's why it took so long to come out, because I tested numerous versions of my beta course, my beta education, with a focus group of hairdressers. Because across different disciplines, so the focus group consisted of a diverse focus group, because what I wanted was to see they were diverse in the way that they're from different disciplines. So it's like it's all different disciplines, all different specialties, and crucially, it was all different social media followings. Because if you have a lot of followers on social media, doors digitally open to you that are shut to people that don't have a digital following.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to test was, what's that parameter? Like, how many followers do you have to have for this to work? How many, what is it? So the focus group had at the low end range was 52 followers, 52 or 51 followers, and at the high end range was 17,000.
Right.
So I wanted to test it across that range.
Yeah.
So, and the testing, like the hairdresser that completed it that had 51 followers, she's up to more now. She's done a fantastic job of growing her following. She was successful. She's earned commissions off all of the big brands. So it is not just, like I said, it's not just me. You don't have to be a social media influencer. You don't have to be a tech whiz. You don't have to do any of that. If you're a hairdresser, you're hardworking enough.
Yeah.
And you're already doing the work.
Yeah.
You just need to connect it digitally.
Fantastic. So the product that said no to you at the start, are they on board now?
Well, I do have codes for them, not particularly through them.
Yeah.
And they weren't, and don't get me wrong, they weren't malicious in there. No, I think since then I've probably got I would in the range of 200 no's. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I because this is new.
Yeah.
I said, because this is new, I find that you're trying to explain a concept at the same time as you're trying to explain, how they will make money out of it. So I don't blame anyone.
Yeah.
Actually, I thank them for the no, because without the no, this never would have happened.
Yeah.
This never would have happened. But no, currently they don't have a direct program.
Yeah.
But I will not be surprised if this all changes very soon. It's very much overseas.
Yeah.
Very much. There's quite a few programs now in the States.
Yeah.
And more coming on board all the time. So this is where it's going. So now's the best time to get up to date with what's happening and understand the terminology and then get started with using affiliate codes for your retail.
So good. So good. With your other education, so I see you're a beautiful long hairstylist. Yeah. So do you want to chat about that? I know I don't want to sort of, put an end to that your retailing which information, because that's been so good, but I feel like we'll run out of time if we keep, and I want to know so much more. Yeah. So what other sort of education do you do?
So I do in-person and online education in hairstyling. And thank you, Helen. It's a very kind thing to say. I really enjoy hairstyling. Hairstyling is a huge passion. And I really enjoy educating about long hair and hairstyling. And I teach a 4-day in-person hairstyling course at the Joanna Blair School of Hair and Makeup in Chelsea.
Yeah.
In Victoria. So I teach that. I think the next one is November. Next one coming up is November, which is very exciting. And I do bespoke in salon and individual training as well.
Beautiful.
So that's for any hairstylist, like in particular independents, like I said, independents like me, where it's like they want to know a specific hairstyle or they want to break down, there's certain things for their clientele. That's what I specialize in as well, is like breaking down latest hairstyles, different hairstyles into really simple, simple steps so that they can offer that to their clients.
It's interesting how, younger hairdressers are scared of long hair, aren't they? It's like, I don't like it. And it's like I say to them, you only don't like what you're not able to do at the moment, but once you're able to do it, then you start liking it. So, but it's just amazing how fearful they are of creating long hair. Yeah. How do you find that?
I think you're right. I think it's exactly what you said. I completely agree with you that whatever you do more, you're going to be better at. So practice. My number one philosophy is practice.
Yeah.
You can watch a million YouTube videos. You can scroll Instagram for hours, but if you aren't doing it, you're not going to get better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So most of it is practice.
Yeah.
Practice. Very kind of unsexy answer. You just practice for hours and hours.
Yeah.
But yes, exactly. If you feel like you're not confident at something, that is, it telling you that that's what you need to practice. That's what you need to focus on.
Yeah.
I think now with the wedding business, everything's changed so much as far as hairstyling. Again, when I started, no one was a freelance hairstylist. That wasn't a job that. I would have been laughed out of the salon, saying you just wanted to do that.
Yeah.
So now the fact that you can just offer hairstyling services.
Yeah.
A successful career, I think, is really exciting, really fantastic. And I think it is drawing in more people, that are like, I want to do this. I want to do weddings every week. I want to, be styling people and doing beautiful hair. So it's, I really love hairstyling. That's what got me into hairdressing in the first place.
Yeah, it's beautiful. But I feel like for the salons that don't do long hair at all, like as an educator, again, I find it's, it's difficult to get that enthusiasm and passion because they just know that they're going to go back to their salons and not use that skill. And so it's kind of like, I don't know whether it's sort of like they don't want to learn it or they do want to learn it, but they're just not enthusiastic because they just think to themselves, when am I ever going to use this? You know, and it's a shame because, you know,
Yeah.
it's such a foundation skill. Anyway, that's all.
No, I agree with you, and it's funny. I'll tell you a quick story about that. When I
Yeah,
started, like you said, when people, I completely agree with you. When especially an apprentice is like, I don't want to learn. I'm not going to use this. This is not valuable to me, because
yeah,
that was me, 18-year-old me, with
yeah,
the blonde hair on top and the black underneath, you know, and the red fringe. And my senior made me practice volume blow waves, and I
yeah,
was like, this is the daggiest thing I've ever said. I'm never going to use this. No one wants volume.
yeah,
No one is ever going to have this. It just, what a waste of my 18-year-old time
yeah,
learning how to do a big volume blow wave.
yeah,
Just straighteners had just come out when I started.
yeah,
It was everything was flat, everything was dead straight. And I just remember I was so fortunate to have the senior that I had, and she just laughed and she was like, yeah, good, like this will be back. And I was
yeah,
like, this is never going to come back. And of course, now, as we know, I think it's been since then, it's been back twice. So
yeah,
if I hadn't had that strong foundation then that
yeah.
I grudged every minute of learning, and every time I do it now, I just have that, I can see my senior laughing, you know, like I told you so. So that
Yeah,
would be my message to anyone that thinks that they're learning something today that they won't use. They're thinking short game, not long.
that's right. Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. And I say to the students, you're not leaving trade school without knowing how to do a French roll. Like,
Yeah.
and you know, your bride does not want to look the same as her bridesmaids. So you need to have something up your sleeve so that you can suggest to her, you know, something. And yeah. So but as far as volume blowways, I don't think they ever went out, did they? I love a volume blow wave, and
I
that's,
love
you
it
know,
now. That's what I love it. It
yeah,
just, and that's it. A lot of my work, I love doing big, you know,
yeah,
voluminous hair. It's just, it's so ironic. That's what I like. Of just such no vision, or the vision of me at 18 was just, you know, what is in today is going to be in forever, and yeah, everything else is just obsolete, and I don't need to learn it.
yeah.
It yeah, I don't believe that anymore. I don't follow
No.
that anymore. It's constant learning, as you would know too. Like it's constant, never stop learning.
Oh
So
gosh, I picked up a technique the other day off social media and thought I'm trying that, and I had a curly haired client in last night, and I went, this is a great technique.
I
So
love that. How exciting is it? That's what I mean
yeah,
about like the time for us in this industry, like that, yeah, you can action something that you've seen, you know, in
yeah,
the palm of your hand, you can action something that day. It's just, we're in an incredible time,
we are.
and we we just have so many skills that are transferable to
Mm,
digital,
so
that
much.
we have so much. And that is my goal, is just to connect that work and like help hairdressers see the value of their digital work,
Yeah,
because it is work and it will
yeah,
be paid for.
yeah,
And it's just very exciting. Like I said, very exciting opportunities for all of us.
yeah. And just back to retailing, I just wanted to say, as far as I'm going to tell a little story about me as a junior stylist, and well, not a junior stylist. I had my own salon actually, and I'd done a client's hair that day. It was on a Saturday. Closed up. Went into town and saw that client walk into another salon and buy a product that I had on my shelf. And I thought to myself, I did not do my job properly. So
Mm.
it wasn't about, like, and I'm like every other hairdresser. We don't like the word sell or anything like that. But I do, if a client needs something, I'll tell them, or not tell them, but recommend to them. And I like to recommend something that I believe in as well. But that was a really good lesson to me, was that fact that I had actually failed, not having a chat at all with my client about just a simple product that I had, or even just asking the question as, are you needing anything today? So, we do need to get out of our own way a little bit when it does come to that, to retailing. We don't have to be pushing, but we can be asking and then just going, well, yeah, I'm just going to leave this here, have a look at it, Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I'm sure I've done the exact same. Like I think definitely we need to be recommending professional products. I think we all agree on that. We need to be recommending. I know for me, the barrier to recommending, like, why is it so hard at the end of an appointment or during an appointment? Like, why is it so hard? Why is it a constant issue that keeps coming up? Because to me, if we have solved it, it wouldn't keep coming up, especially for hairdressers, throughout their career, it comes back, then you remember to do it, then you forget, then it's, and a barrier for me that has now been removed is the fact that it was stocked elsewhere cheaper. That was a real thing that was in my head when you're talking about it.
Yeah.
And also the fact that you were limited by the brands that you had in your space. So say you had in your head, you're like, what they really need is that smoothing serum that we don't have. Like, it was very hard to then genuinely recommend something because you're not genuinely recommending, you genuinely recommend something else. So I think I know for me, by removing those barriers, now I'm happy. Like I said, I was the worst person at selling retail. I'm more than happy to talk about retail now because for me, I'm excited to say to clients, hey, did you know, no matter where you want to buy your hair care from, I can tell you. Like that and people really? Like, I'll text you anytime I want to buy something. I'm like, yes. Like, it's completely changed the game. It's completely shifted because those barriers that make you hesitate to recommend or to talk are gone. And that's what I found when I was working from home, when I worked for myself, and not having stock removed those barriers, right? Not having stock. I talk about hair care to getting my phone plan done. And, the person that's talking to me on the phone is like, what do you recommend for my hair? I'm like, well, and we're more than happy to talk hair care, in the phone shop or out at the pub or, in the line for pickup. We're more than happy to talk about hair care. Yeah. Not in that environment. Yeah. So for me, it was about what are those barriers and is there a way we can remove them? Yeah. And so that's where, like I said, physical retail does work. There's people that sell truckloads of retail in person. Yeah. And remember to ask client every single time, and it works. Yeah. Just doesn't work for everyone. And it doesn't work for me. Yeah. And it doesn't work online, and it doesn't work if you work from a home salon. And so that's why I don't say this is a replacement. Affiliate codes is not a replacement for physical retail. Yeah, it's another way. It's an alternative, and you can use it in conjunction. So you can stock one product if you just like one thing. Yeah, you can have that one thing. Yeah. Or what is something that's really helpful is electrical, because electrical has the lowest markup and is the highest cost item. Yeah. So, if you're getting a range of straighteners into your salon, there's $2,000 order. Yeah. And then what happens is they bring out a new color next week. Yeah. That you don't have. Yeah. And it's on sale online. Yeah. And it's stacked against you. Like in those circumstances, it's really stacked against you. Whereas that's where you can be an affiliate for that brand and you can sell every new color that comes out, every new product that comes out every second week, whatever's, going on TikTok right now, whatever's going fire on TikTok right now, I've got my affiliate code, I'm stocking it. So when my client sends me that TikTok that said, what is this product? I can apply with an affiliate link that makes me commission on that product. So that's the time frame. That's the way it works now. That's how consumers are buying. We need to have a system that works with that. And that's what affiliate codes is. It's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for our chat today. It's been so informative and really inspiring and really exciting. I'm excited. I can see it's got so much possibilities for our industry. And thank you so much for going down that path and discovering that for us. So that's fantastic. I'm just going to ask you a couple of quirky questions. So, what's your most memorable memory or funny moment that comes to mind in hairdressing? Oh, funny moment. Oh, there's been a lot. Yeah. Right? I'm trying to think memorable. I'm trying to think of a happy memorable. Sorry for the pause. That's all right. We can jump ahead if you like, and we can come back to that. Yeah, we might come back to that because there's a few. I'm like, which one is the one that sticks out the most? Who does Victoria's hair? Currently, no one.
No, it's beautiful.
By the regress, currently no one. I have had the same hairdresser for 18 years.
Yeah.
I want to say 18 years. Her name is Nicole. She has done my colours. She was an apprentice. She was my apprentice 18 years ago.
Yeah.
And she's so fantastic. And you know, when someone does it, I've worked with some amazing hairdressers, amazing colorists, you know, but Nicole and I are so similar in how we colour. It's as close as I can get to me taking off my own head. Yeah. So we're very lucky that we have each other and that we can do that. And that I've had that for 18 years. But like I said, at the same time, it was like even to get an appointment is just, you know, selling off my house, never had my hair done.
It's very pretty though.
Oh, thank you.
And so do you have any advice for people coming into industry or for anyone in industry at the moment, or even, what would be?
What a great question. These are great questions. My advice for anyone in the industry, if there's not a lane for you, make a lane. And don't be limited by what you see, because sometimes the things that you see and the people that are around you maybe don't think the way you think, or don't, see the opportunities that you see, or want to achieve what you achieve. And that's okay. There's room for all of us. There's enough clients for all of us.
Yes.
We're supposed to be different. And you want to get around people that support you. And sometimes that's incredibly hard. And if you're feeling like you're in a place where you don't have any support, my DM's are always open. I'll be a hype girl always. But it's so crucial, like I said, especially if you're an independent. I think it's community is what, you know, we have so many pros in our work, and one of the cons is community that if you work by yourself, you don't have. So making sure that you surround yourself with and make an effort to surround yourself with like-minded people, to have conversations with like-minded people, and it just really invigorates you. So if you're in a funk or you're in a rut with it, it's like reach out and find your community, because that will give you the fuel that you need to succeed.
Great advice. So good. And I like that idea of find your own lane, because, you know, we're not all the same at all. Like, and we've been given unique ideas like yours, the way you just, if that hadn't have happened at the start, you wouldn't have explored it any more than that. So
I've been told that idea is terrible so many times. I've had, that's what I mean by like, it's if I went off the hundreds of no's that I've received, or the befuddled looks that I've gotten, or like the lack of support, where if I went based on that, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have focus groups all over the world now, because this is not, I thought it was a uniquely Australian problem. Turns out it's not. Yeah. Turns out this is a worldwide thing, which is both baffling and exciting. But I wouldn't be in this position. But you have to back yourself, and you have to get people around you. You have to get, people that have vision like you, or that cheer you on. And if you're not in that space, it can be so incredibly difficult. And we are supposed to be different. Like that's, especially with social media, you see it looks like everyone's killing it and everyone's doing all these amazing things. And I know if I look, sometimes I'm like, it just can really beat you down if you let it. And I think you just got to protect your peace, protect your space, find your lane. Like I said, there's no lane, make a lane, and just find your people.
Yeah. Great advice. So back to the memoirs. Has anything popped in?
I'm thinking of weddings. Because I've done a lot of weddings. Yeah. And I think they're highly emotional time, very emotional person. Like I love being moved, being moved. Trying to think of a specific one. I know I've cried at lots of people's wedding because, there's been beautiful moments. Oh my goodness, I'm going to kick myself later if I don't think of one like that is particularly memorable off the top of my head. Oh my goodness, I don't have one. I'm drawing
That's all
complete.
right. That's
Oh,
okay. No, I probably should have prompted you a little bit because was a bit of a spontaneous.
what's yours? What's
What's
yours? What's
mine?
one of
Oh
yours?
gosh, if you ask me about yeah, again, I've got a lot of memorable moments, like you know, yeah, um, when I was an apprentice, the funny things that happen when you're an apprentice. I set the backyard on fire once. Back
At
in the
the
days when
salon.
you could actually burn your boxes in the incinerator out the back, and I've come out and the backyard's on fire, and I've run in to fill up a bucket of water, and my boss has gone, what's the matter? Nothing, nothing. And I run out the back, and then the neighbours came out from the other shop and saw the fire and turned the hose on and put it out. But
Oh, okay. You've spurred a memory in me.
okay,
Okay.
yeah,
Apprentice moment. I'll give you that. An apprentice memorable moment.
yeah,
Hairdressing apprentice, and we had nails in the salon that I
yeah,
worked. We had a beauty therapist, and she did nails. And she used to work split shift
yeah.
and to pick up kids from school. And there was someone coming in for a soak off. I don't know how much you know about nails. Probably more than me. I know nothing about nails.
Yeah.
Um, she wanted a soak off. So the beauty therapist has said to me, I'll get my client to come in. All you have to do is put her hands in bowls of acetone.
Yeah.
And then, because it has to soak, for a certain amount of time, and then I'll come in and I'll remove the nails. It's like, okay. So I put acetone in bowls, and what I didn't know is that acetone melts plastic.
Yeah. Oh,
So I put the
wouldn't know
acetone.
that.
I didn't know. I'm a hairdresser. I didn't know. So I put acetone in plastic bowls,
Yeah.
black plastic bowls, and the client put her hands in the bowls. And then when the nail tech came in, the plastic had melted
Onto her.
onto her fingernails. So when she pulled them out, she had black tipped from the plastic, and I was like, "Oh my god!" It had eaten through the bowls, so the
Ooh.
acetone had eaten through the bowls, and yes, was starting to eat through the wood of the table.
Oh,
So the client was
funny.
fine. The client had a good percent, but I was like traumatized into never. I'm never doing that anything to do with nails ever again. So
I'd love to write a
huge
book
mistake.
about all the funny things. That's so funny. But I'd love to. There'd be so many funny stories that apprentices would have.
Yes. I don't know if you can do it anymore. Is it the same now? Yeah, I don't know if it's the same anymore. You can't really. There was a lot of
No.
simpler then. It's a bit simpler then. But
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, that was a big wonder.
So, where can people find you, Victoria? Like if they're looking to get some education or some coaching on retailing, and yeah, where can people find you?
Sure. So I'm on Instagram. It's hairstyling formula. That's my Instagram, and that's also my website. The best place to start if you are wanting to use affiliate codes or curious about affiliate codes in your business, the best place to start is my Instagram. I create content about it all the time. Like I said, I'm really committed to making this as accessible as possible to every single hairdresser. So there's the content on my Instagram, and there's also, I have a free seminar. So the free seminar is how to sell retail without ever buying stock, the ultimate hairdresser's guide. And what it does is it covers in depth the three terms that we all have to understand, which is affiliate code, and traffic source. So this is sort of a really great, it's 11 minutes. It's succinct, it's simplified. It is just, you can go from not knowing anything about this to having knowledge and possibly being able to utilize programs by the end of that, depending on your individual situation. So that I made that free because I consider it essential education now. Like this should be, to me, part of the curriculum that you all need to understand this. Moving forward. So that is a fantastic resource that is available to everyone. So you can listen today and get excited and sort of start thinking about all the possibilities that you can have using digital retail.
That's great. Thank you. So good. Well, some schools offer a unit called recommend products and services. So that would be a really ideal part of, just even an information, part of their learning activities is to check that out and see, the possibilities. Yeah.
Oh, and their apprentice, like an 18-year-old, is they'll be all over it. They
Yeah.
know exactly. That's how they're buying. Is
Yeah.
through their favorite,
Oh.
their favorite TikToker's account. That's how they're buying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a really good idea. It's a really good idea.
So good. Well, thank you so much. It's been so loved chatting to you. And
Thank you so much. Thank you.
you're welcome. Well, I hope to, have a great day, and I hope to chat again soon sometime. So thank you.
Thank you. You too.
Okay.